What is up, lovely researchers? It's Kevin. Welcome back to another video, and today I wanted to share with you what to include in your UX research portfolio. This is a really common question, so it's an important one. Next week, I'm going to make a video on how to present it in an interview. So subscribe so you don't miss it. Now, what to include in your portfolio is usually preceded by, do I need one? Yes. Yes, you do. I know some people say, no, you don't. Maybe. The answer is yes. Because a lot of the times, when you get to the last round of interviews, they're going to ask you to present a couple of projects. So you might as well have one ready, whether it's a website or a PowerPoint. So let's get it. What to include in your UX research portfolio. Think about the projects that you've worked on in the past. Highlight ones that are impactful, complex in nature, and ones that you showed leadership. And more importantly, what are you proud of? What projects have you been proud of? Because when you talk about your projects, the passion should show. Also, pick some projects with a broad range of different methods. Showcase your talents. Think of it like this. If I was a hiring manager and I went on your portfolio and I wanted someone well-rounded, all I see is usability tests, or all I see are foundational studies. I'm going to say, this person is really good at usability, but I want someone well-rounded. So think of it that way. Showcase your breadth of knowledge and that you're able to be flexible, creative, and use different methodologies. Include impactful usability tests, foundational studies, surveys, quantitative, qualitative, card sorts, whatever. Anything that shows that you are indeed a badass UX leader. Sprinkle some color in there. Let's go. One common obstacle that I've experienced and many people experience, and they ask me, what if my projects are confidential? I've done some badass things, but I can't share it. How do I tell a story if I can't show my work?
I cannot tell you, it's confidential.
Sadly, this is, this is a really common complaint, but there are some workarounds. Number one, pick a different project. Sorry. Number two, ask your client what you can or can't share as much as you can for an interview. Just say, I need this for an interview, and see what they say. They might say no, in which case, pick a different project. The third way, and if you must show this project, remember, first of all, you don't want to disclose anything that's confidential, right? Please keep those things confidential and respect your company's policies. The third way, if you must pick this project, is to focus on your process as a researcher. Okay? Focus on your process as a researcher. Don't focus on the prototypes or the designs that came out. If you have to talk about this project, talk about the high-level problem. Talk about how you decided as a researcher to work together. What were some challenges? How did you decide on the methods? What methods did you choose? Why? How many participants? Why? How did you execute it? Why? What kind of results did you find? Now, this is the tricky part. You don't want to tell the results, right? You just want to say, I got some results, and then because of what I've done, these are the next steps that my team took. This is the impact that I made. All right, focus on the process and not the nitty-gritty details. It's not ideal, but if you have to pick it, that's what you could do. The fourth one is do more projects. Do more projects, and then you eventually build up a portfolio of projects that you can talk about. Now that you know what to include, how should you structure your portfolio projects? Okay, you ever read those research journal articles? They're all in the same format. Abstract, intro, methods, results, discussion, conclusion, okay? That's what you kind of want to do with your portfolio projects. Just be more creative with the titles. The first section you want to have is a brief summary of your project. No more than 3 sentences. Just have a sentence on what the background was, what the problem was, what your role was, and then get straight into the impact. Like, what came out of it, why was it important? Bam! It's basically the 3-sentence headline for your project. You're letting your readers know what this project is about and what to expect on a high level. The next one will be background, so explain that more in detail. What was the motivation for the project? The background, the problems, all of that. Define it. Because as a reader, I don't know what project you worked on, so give me a little bit of context. Then talk about your process as a badass UX leader, what your role was and what steps you took after you understood the problem. Go into some detail here, have some fun with it. What did you do? Did you have a meeting? Who did you have a meeting with? If you want to know how to kick off the UX research process, I made a video for that. Link in the description below, or click on that card thing up there. Next, talk about your participants. Who were you going to talk to? How many? Why? How did you decide on that? Tell me that process. Next section should be the method. What method did you end up going with? Did you use multiple methods, mixed methods? Why? What kind of constraints were you working with? What kind of challenges did you have? Was it timeline? Was it confidential items that you couldn't show participants? Was it participants themselves? This is a good time for you to include images, mock-ups, sketches, prototypes of the things that you're working with for this project. And you could also include some of the questions that you came up with for interviewing users. In the next section, talk about the execution, how you planned and set it up. If you had some interesting way you conducted this study, point it out. Show your creative side and have fun with it. This is the most important part, to show that you are a badass UX leader and not just any UX researcher. Talk about some of the challenges, like, was recruiting difficult? Did the prototype have problems? How did you get around those things? Add some pictures. Add some pictures of you conducting the study. And involving stakeholders. Did you work with stakeholders to conduct research? How? If there's any moment where you exhibited leadership and initiative, this is the moment you want to showcase it. Now, after you talk about your badass setup, the next section will be results. So list a couple of these out. What did you find? What was interesting? Include some user quotes, some pictures, some things that you didn't expect. This is the fun part. Then, what do you do with the results? Analyze them. So what do the results mean? Talk about your analysis, right? How did you proceed to do it? What did you do? And what did you find? And then talk about what those results mean. The so what. Use some concrete examples. Like, I found some users had problems with this product after a day or two. Why? Because they didn't understand XYZ. Why? Because we didn't train them enough. Wow, that was an insight. So that's where we should focus on. This is where you want to include your insights and then what your recommendation would be. Were those implemented later on? This is the impact part. This is arguably the most important part of your portfolio project, the impact. So there you go. Things to include in your UX research portfolio. Remember to have pictures, quotes, what you did, and remember to showcase and highlight those moments of creativity and leadership. That's what people want to see, not just another research project. And you'll be on your way to UX badassery in no time. Comment down below if you got a portfolio and things you're most proud of. I also do portfolio reviews. If you're interested in that, email me, kevin@0toux.com. Stay tuned for my video next week on how to present your portfolio in an interview. If you found this video helpful, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe so you don't miss the next videos. I make all things UX research related to help you become the most badass UX leader. Mad love, peace!